stop wasting your time. Seriously, because one day you are going to look back at your life and realize something painful. You were not missing time. You were giving it away. You gave it to endless scrolling. You gave it to people who did not value you. You gave it to distractions, excuses, overthinking, and things that never moved your life forward. And the worst part? You kept telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow kept becoming next week. Next week became next month. And suddenly, years passed. If you keep living like this, your biggest regret may not be the mistakes you made. It may be the opportunities you never gave yourself a chance to pursue. So today, stop waiting, stop wasting, and start building your life. Because your life does not change when you finally feel motivated. It changes when you finally become disciplined enough to act without motivation. Think about how much time disappears every day. You wake up, you check your phone. One video becomes 5. 5 minutes becomes 30. You tell yourself you are just relaxing. Then you look at the clock and realize an hour is gone, and that hour is never coming back. Time is the one thing you cannot earn back. You can lose money and make more. You can lose a job and find another. You can fail and try again. But you cannot recover yesterday. That is why wasting time is more expensive than wasting money. Money can return, time cannot. And yet people protect their money more carefully than they protect their time. They think twice before spending $20, but they spend 2 hours without thinking. They guard their possessions, but they give their attention away to anyone who can capture it. Your attention is your life. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If you constantly give your attention to entertainment, your life becomes entertainment. If you give your attention to negativity, your mind becomes negative. If you give your attention to other people's lives, you slowly forget to build your own. You do not need more time. You need fewer distractions. You need to become ruthless about what deserves your attention. Ask yourself a simple question. What am I doing today that my future self will thank me for? Maybe it is studying. Maybe it is learning a skill. Maybe it is working on your business. Maybe it is exercising. Maybe it is reading. Maybe it is simply sitting down and finally finishing the thing you have been postponing for months. It does not have to be dramatic. Your future is built through ordinary actions repeated consistently. Most people want extraordinary results, but they live ordinary days filled with extraordinary amounts of distraction. They want financial freedom, but they waste their productive hours. They want confidence, but they avoid difficult things. They want a better body, but they keep choosing comfort. They want peace, but they constantly feed their minds with chaos. They want a different life without changing their daily behavior. It does not work that way. Your life is the result of what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally intend to do. You can have the best goals in the world, but if your daily habits do not support those goals, your goals are nothing more than wishes. This is where discipline becomes powerful. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it, because motivation is unreliable. Some days you will feel inspired, some days you will feel tired, some days you will feel confident, other days you will question everything. If your progress depends on your mood, your progress will always be inconsistent. You need a system stronger than your emotions. Wake up and know what matters. Decide what deserves your energy. Then do it. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just consistently, because small progress repeated every day becomes something powerful. Imagine spending one focused hour every day building a skill. 1 hour. No notifications, no social media, no unnecessary conversations, just focused work. After a week, you may not notice much. After a month, you begin to see progress. After a year, you could become dramatically better than the person who spent that same hour consuming random content every day. That is the difference between consuming your life and building your life. And here is something you need to understand. You are not going to feel ready. There will always be a reason to wait. You are too young. You are too old. You do not have enough money. You do not know enough. You are not confident enough. You will start when things become easier, but things rarely become easier before you begin. You become stronger because you begin. Confidence comes after action. Clarity comes after action. Experience comes after action. You do not think your way into a better life. You act your way into one. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only the moment you have right now. And what you do with it matters. Because while you are waiting, someone else is practicing. Someone else is learning. Someone else is building. Someone else is taking the opportunity you keep telling yourself you will take someday. And someday is not a plan. If you want a better life, you have to become more intentional with your days. Protect your mornings. Protect your focus. Protect your energy. Stop allowing every notification, every opinion, and every distraction to control your attention. You do not have to respond to everything. You do not have to watch everything. You do not have to know what everyone is doing. You do not need to be everywhere. You need to build something that belongs to you. Your health, your mind, your skills, your character, your future. Because at the end of the day, that is what really matters. Not how many videos you watched, not how many people liked your post, not how much time you spent comparing yourself to strangers. What matters is whether you became better than you were yesterday. And that journey begins when you stop giving your best hours to things that do not deserve them. But there is one final trap you need to understand. Even when you remove distractions, even when you become disciplined, there is something else that can quietly destroy your progress. And that is waiting for the perfect version of yourself to appear before you begin. Because if you keep waiting to become ready, you may wait forever. The perfect version of you is not coming to save you. You have to build that person. And you build that person through action. You start before you feel ready. You learn while you are still inexperienced. You move forward while you are still uncertain. You make mistakes. You adjust. You continue. That is how real transformation happens. Not in one massive decision, but through hundreds of small decisions that nobody else sees. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you are building yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you are building yourself. Every time you do something difficult instead of choosing the easiest option, you are building yourself. And slowly, something changes. You begin to trust yourself. That self-trust is powerful. Because when you know you can depend on yourself, you stop needing constant motivation from other people. You stop waiting for someone to believe in you. You become the person who believes enough to take the next step. And that is when your life begins to change. So look at your life honestly. Where are you wasting time? What are you repeatedly doing that gives you nothing in return? What distraction keeps stealing your attention? What goal have you been postponing? What conversation, habit, or environment keeps pulling you backward? You do not need to fix everything today. Start with one thing. Remove one major distraction. Complete one important task. Spend 1 hour building something meaningful. And then do it again tomorrow. Do not underestimate one focused day. A focused day becomes a focused week. A focused week becomes a focused month. And eventually, you wake up and realize that your entire life has changed. Not because of one magical moment, but because you finally stopped wasting the moments you already had. Your future is being created right now. Not next year, not when you have more money, not when life becomes easier. Right now. Every decision is casting a vote for the person you are becoming. When you choose comfort, you strengthen the habit of comfort. When you choose discipline, you strengthen the habit of discipline. When you choose learning, you become a learner. When you choose action, you become someone who acts. Your identity is built through repetition, so be careful what you repeat, because eventually your habits become your lifestyle, and your lifestyle becomes your life. This is why you cannot keep saying, I am just wasting a little time. A little time becomes a pattern becomes a habit, and a habit can quietly shape your entire future. But the opposite is also true. A little discipline becomes a pattern becomes a habit, and a habit can completely transform your life. So do not try to change your entire life overnight. Change what you do with the next hour, then change the next hour, then the next day. Focus on what is directly in front of you. You do not need to control the next 10 years. You need to control what you do today. And today is enough. Maybe your life is not where you want it to be. That is okay. But do not use your current situation as an excuse to stay there. Your past may explain where you are. It does not have to decide where you go next. You can start again. You can become more disciplined. You can learn. You can rebuild. You can change direction. But you have to begin. Nobody is coming to give you permission. Nobody is going to knock on your door and announce that your perfect opportunity has arrived. You have to recognize the value of your own time. You have to decide that your future deserves your attention. Because one day, you will have fewer tomorrows than you think. And when that day comes, you will not wish you had spent more time scrolling. You will not wish you had watched one more pointless video. You will not wish you had spent more energy worrying about what strangers thought. You will wish you had used your time. You will wish you had started sooner. You will wish you had believed in yourself sooner. So do not wait for that realization. Understand it now. Your time is valuable. Your attention is valuable. Your potential is valuable. And your life is too important to be constantly postponed. Stop wasting time. Start building. Build your mind. Build your skills. Build your character. Build your future. And most importantly, build a life that you do not constantly need to escape from. You do not need to become perfect. You just need to become intentional. Wake up with purpose. Do the difficult thing. Learn something. Create something. Move your body. Spend time with people who matter. Put your phone down. Protect your attention. And when the day ends, ask yourself one question. Did I move my life forward today? If the answer is yes, even by a little, then you won. Because progress does not have to be dramatic. It just has to be real. And tomorrow, do it again. One day at a time. One decision at a time. 1 hour at a time. Your life is not waiting somewhere in the future. Your life is happening right now. So stop giving your best years to distractions. Stop postponing the person you could become. Stop waiting for someday. There is only today. And today is enough to begin. The clock is moving. Your life is moving with it. So use your time. Protect your focus. Do the work. And build the life you keep dreaming about. Because the greatest tragedy is not failing while trying to build a better life. The greatest tragedy is reaching the end and realizing you never truly started. So start now, not tomorrow, now.